All right, so we're still working on this. Not really sure when I'm gonna throw this video out, but I've had a few people ask to break down how I do the turf and everything on the X2, and like the side rails and all that. So we have got the turf, and I went with the wishbone turf. Not sure how I feel about it. I've never used it before, but it definitely feels very slick and hard, extremely hard, to the point where I went and ordered some underpad and got it cut down and all that and put where I want it. So I've got to glue that down and then glue this turf, which obviously it came with this, but I'm really not 100% sure this is going to stick really good to the padding, underpad and all that. So I'm going to go ahead and put a layer of glue on top of this as well. So I'm going to do this last, but I've got the rail turf that I'm going to go with. I'm going to show y'all right now and kind of the process of what I do prior to using it, because it usually comes rolled up real tight and everything from wherever you buy it. So right here is the turf. Went with the green camo. That's what we're going to use for the rails. So I'm having to put a little bit of weight on this end, and then just kind of like the box that it came in on the other end, getting it laid out and all that. And then the next day, it's supposed to be good and sunny, I'm going to lay this out in the sun just like this, let it get good and soft where I can bend it and everything. While it's sitting out in the sun and getting soft, I will tape off where I'm not going to have the turf. So I'm going to put a thing of tape right here so that when you put the glue won't go everywhere else. It's going to go just where you want the turf. And as I showed y'all how I've taped off where I need it and everything, because the bumper goes here and the bumper will stop right there. So that's why I've taped it where I know where I need to cut my turf to. And then I'll scuff all of this and clean the area that I'm going to glue. Then I'll apply the glue, wait till it gets good and tacky, and then wait till that's good and tacky where I've got it cut, and then I'll start applying it. So let's get to it. Once it's laid out, got good and flat and everything, it's not trying to roll up on you, I get my measurement from here down to here. So then I get out my little, right here, a little straight edge level and all that, and I mark off. And then I've traced 2 1/4. So then get you some razor blades, because you're going to waste them depending on what you cut them on top of. I'm cutting on top of this concrete, so the blade will be shot, but I'll go ahead and pre-cut those. Then I will lay them, like I said, back out in the sun, let them get good and soft and all that. While that's happening, I'll be prepping the edge and all that. So we're going to go ahead and get this cut and get ready to stick it on there. All right, now we're back on where the tape was and how we taped it and all that. And then you pretty much, what I did was I laid it over at the bottom right there, and then laid it across to figure out, you know, because it would have overlapped like this. So then I know, and then I can take my little pen and put a mark right there, so then I know how much I need to trim from there to there and all that, and make a little straight edge, cut it. So I got this one, as you can see. That's how it is, so it's perfect. Got all this cut. All right, so these are some of the things that I use when I'm attaching all this. These are just some other ones, but it's kind of the gist of what I use. So I will use whole sticks of, you know, the paint stirring sticks, and I will line them up like on the top, like this, and down the side, and I'll use, you know, the clamps, these clamps, I'll clamp like right here to hold the paint stick and pressure of it on there. And then these I will run on the top, and then this goes up underneath this lip, and then that'll hold the paint stick down. And I'll do, like, you know, 2 of these per stick, obviously 2 of these per stick. And then if there's any small spots that the stick, you know, like typically out on the ends, I'll do like a small stick, like right here, just to make dang sure that the end will adhere really good. And I'll do one side at a time. I'll make sure this side's completely done before I start the other side. Obviously, because you would need more of these if you were doing that. But like I said, get that whole side done. So at this point, I've got the turf warm up there. I need to scuff all of this, and then I'm gonna put my tape line right here so I don't get glue running over the side right there. So the Super Jet, I use a red Scotch-Brite pad. I don't have any more of those on there right now, so I'm just gonna go ahead and use a little 320 lightly, and I mean lightly, sanding the paint. You just wanna get a little haze on the paint, just a few little scratches. That way the glue can kind of seep into it a little bit to grab better. After you've sanded this, you want to blow the dust off as best you can. After that, you want to take a rag, get it just a little bit of lacquer thinner and wipe it real quick. You know, don't just let it sit on there, just wipe it real quick, get it good and clean. And that's when you want to apply the glue and have everything ready, get it good and tacky. All right, I got that wiped off and everything. I don't know if y'all can even see, but it's just a little haze over the paint now. All right, at this point, I put 2 coats of glue on here and 2 coats of glue on the turf, getting it ready to apply it. So I'm gonna wait till they're a little tacky, and then I'll start trying to apply it. It is best to have 2 people, one to hold one end while you start the other end, and you kind of slowly work it together. Okay, I got this ready. So we're gonna, it's good and tacky right now. Take this. All right, so we'll line it right there. And somehow this side is even shorter than the other side. Explain that. Alright, I'm gonna start applying the clamps so that it don't come up. This is pretty much what I do, and I'll leave this on here for a good hour or so just to make sure that this turf is stuck real good everywhere. So these right here aren't really doing a whole lot, but it is putting just a little bit of pressure on there. I would definitely suggest buying these. They have a lot more clamping strength. So that's it. That's exactly how I do it. These are a cheaper version than these, but these definitely do way better. The opening, like between the shaft and then out here where it puts pressure, is a lot further, so you can actually get past everything and go all the way up in there and get real good pressure on there. These are kind of hitting on the bottom of the rail, so they're not really getting up in there as much, but they are still putting pressure. So that's essentially what I do. It's looks crazy, but like I said, it worked amazing on this one. So, and I have had 0 issues. So I'm gonna keep doing it this way. All right, we got this side clamped out. This one's done and it's on here, so just gotta pull the tape up that you applied to let you know where to put the turf, and then we can apply this. Some people run the turf a little long and then they can kind of hold the ends down with the bumper. Not exactly how I like it. I like that clean kind of where it butts up to it. So we can go ahead and bolt this bumper on here. And this is another thing I do. I come down here with a brand new blade and I angle cut the lip like that with a razor blade. I just kind of run it right down through there and then just angle cut it. That way the water will kind of deflect by it as opposed to just hitting straight on it. I think that's another reason why a lot of people's turfs pull off, is because they don't kind of angle cut this lip. So these are the pads that you would use to scuff the area getting ready for the turf. So that's what I would use. I'm sure y'all can see now how dull this is with that red pad. So just got to wipe it with some little cleaner real quick, make sure it's good, and then I'm gonna start applying the glue to these and then stick them on. All right, I'm gonna apply this little pad on here now. Just gotta hold it up, start it all at the front where it belongs. Try not to get glue everywhere. All right, that cleaned off. Cut this off right real quick. All right, got the glue on there. Everything is good and tacky now. This has been laying out in the sun, getting good and warm, and helps it flex a little more. Sometimes I won't peel the whole thing off. I'll just peel about half of it. But I feel pretty confident. I've already done that one completely. So we'll start this. I'll hold this up. All right. All that. Just gotta work all this down, make sure it's all in there real good. All right. I believe we have every bit of the turf down now. Heck yeah. That's awesome. Looks pretty good. Turned out real good. I just gotta clean some of the glue up that's got right in these spots, and it's all done. I appreciate y'all sticking around, and hopefully y'all got a little bit of information that you needed, or how to if you were having issues trying to figure out how to do it. But I've found that this is like the best way to do these. Turf does not come off. It sticks real good. So I have no complaints about the way I do it. But yeah, like I said, thanks for watching, and we'll see y'all on the next one.